Okay, so you'll live through it. So, kick over the loan, see what happens. What else, for conversation's sake, let's say we're not building something like this, so the basic thing to remember here, 75% loan to value, one step. Okay, that's the basic of this loan. Builder has to be approved with you guys that's gonna build it.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
not terribly difficult to have that happen. I mean,
Okay.
It's not, nothing against you, Mike, you're, it's not like I'm not saying it's easy, but
Yeah.
you gotta know your stuff, but yeah.
So for conversation's sake, what would be another product or portfolio thing that you guys would do? Let's just say I'm at my 10. Fannie, Freddie, I filled them up. I want number 11. Is that something you guys would do, or what would that need to look
We
like?
can still do it, but it's becoming a global thing, and then it goes downtown, centralized.
Okay.
Commercial real estate group handles it from that point on.
Yep.
I can do up to 10.
Yep.
I think I can literally do the 10th property for you.
Okay.
I can't touch you after that.
And then for conversation's sake, when it goes to 11, what am I looking at with you guys for criteria, things like that?
I don't have firm answers for that because I don't deal with that stuff, but I can tell you right now, knowing all the conversations I've had already, good liquidity, you got good reserves, you can handle all the, you have to have enough saved up to handle that P&I for all of those properties.
6 months worth of reserves for all of them.
6 months reserves for all of them, good solid credit.
Yep.
Cash flowing effectively, have some years under your belt. Here's one thing I can tell you for sure I know they love.
Yep.
Steady growth. So meaning, if you're a guy that goes out and buys you buy one property, you're buying like 2 or 3 properties a year, so within 2 or 3 years you have 11. That's where they're like, oh, they're growing fast. Maybe they're too excited. They got some money, all of a sudden, someone got in their ear and told them to buy all these investment properties. They might get a little concerned about that. They sometimes like people to slow down. So if you've done it steady for a few years, and you're just slowly accumulating it, and you get to 10, you're like, oh, now what do I do? But you've done it over like a good period of maybe like 5 to 6 years, 5 to 7 years, I think you have an opportunity. They like to see that. You've been managing it, you haven't sold a lot of them off, and you stuck with it.
Yep.
Character.
The thing that's awesome about WAFED is that they'll look at stuff, and Dennis gets the opportunity to sell. And then just remember, the reason that they didn't get destroyed in the crash is they've been a very consistent bank. So you have to fit into their box like anyone else's box. For conversation's sake, what if I want, and I know I'm going to go into commercial, so I may step out, but I want an 8-unit apartment building. What's that look like from you guys, and does that affect my 10, or how does that work overall?
You're talking about what do we like to see with the collateral?
Yeah, exactly. What would you like to see with the collateral? Is my down payment still going to be 25 because now I've got a commercial loan? What?
I think with commercial, you're probably looking at 30. Once you get to like multiple units like that, they're like 30. All the same things apply. You want to get a strong borrower, so you want to see all the stuff we just mentioned earlier. They'll like to see that.
Okay.
The collateral itself, some sort of an association, some way to validate that it's getting cared for, and there's people, there's ownership involved there. I don't know what else. As far as you jump to that next level, I'm not analyzing a lot of those properties, so it's hard for me. Underwriting wise, I just know that they really value experience. They like seeing the character of the borrower. The way they define that is not just by reserves, credit score, and DTI, debt to income, looking at whether you can afford it or not. It's a lot. They look at the history of your ownership and being, an investor, whatever it is you are. If you're selling a lot of homes and buying a lot of homes, selling a lot of homes, buying a lot of homes, it makes them wary. If you slowly collect and you do it, within, 10 years span, I think they like to see that more.
Okay.
Based on all the conversations I've had with realtors or investors coming in going, I want to buy this property, I want to buy. A lot of these deals I'm doing like right now where you're borrowing against others to buy another one, they're always like, how often are we going to be doing that? Are we doing this again? Are we over leveraging? Over leveraging is a huge issue.
Okay.